Hi everybody, I'm back again with my latest Hot Toys figure. This is the Captain America figure played by Chris Evans from the movie Avengers. I've had this figure about a week, but I've only just managed to get him out of the box, and it's the first chance I've had to do a video on him. So as usual, I'll give you a head to toe look, and I'll go into him a little bit more detail and show you what he comes with and what I wish he had come with. Okay, starting with the clothing, it looks like it's got a layered effect. It hasn't, it's all one piece. You've got two tones of blue. You've got a lighter blue on the chest and on the backs of the arms, and with a darker blue around the shoulders, neck, underneath the arms, and the actual trousers as well are darker blue. It is a material, quite poseable in the top half, but not at the bottom half. I'll come to that in a sec. He's also got white sort of padding underneath. Now the body underneath, I think, is probably a Hot Toys True Type body, probably the regular body, but what they've done is they've padded the arms out underneath, so it looks like he's quite muscular, and there's a slight little bit of padding on the legs as well. This part here is more of a plasticky type material, and you've got these white silver zips down the side. They're not actual zips, it's just like a material, but it does look like a zip down the legs and around the back. The belt is plastic and it is removable if you wish to take it off, and you've got the silver plastic strips on the shoulders. Now what there has been a problem with, I think a few people have mentioned it, and I've got it with mine as well, is the plastic star on the chest. It's not quite central. Now it might be just because of the way the clothes are put on the figure and the way he's posed, but it's a little bit off centre. It needs to come over to the right a little bit more. What a lot of people have done is they've taken it off, but I would advise against that, purely for the fact that you could damage the material underneath, and I think a couple of people have damaged their material when taking it off. So if you really do want to take this off and move it over, what I would suggest is to go on eBay and buy a separate suit and try it with that, rather than do it with the figure that you've got. I'm just going to leave mine as it is. I'm not really too bothered about it. From a distance you can't tell. Gauntlets. These are plastic gauntlets, and they have got like a leathery type look to them. It's finally focused. Same with the gloves. I'll show you at the top. See, it does look leather, but it's a moulded plastic. Same with the boots. Again, the boots have got a leathery type look to them. It's one mould. This is one complete piece. A lot of you purists would say, oh, I wish it had a little bit of ankle articulation here, so you could bend the feet a little bit to give you some more decent poses, but I'm not too bothered about that. I think it looks good as it is. The knee pads, some people have had a problem with the knee pads as well. They've said that they're a little bit too low, they're not actually on the knee. Mine are fine. Mine are actually on the knee. What you can do if you do have that problem is just pull the trousers up a little bit so it becomes more central with the knee, but say mine's fine. Head sculpt. Is it a real likeness to Chris Evans? I'm not convinced. It does look good. You couldn't say that was Chris Evans. A lot of people probably say yes it is, yes it is. I do like the head sculpt, but it's not completely accurate to the actor. At least this time, with the first release from the first movie, a lot of people had a problem with the A. It wasn't central. The figure that I had, that I've actually got on eBay at the moment, didn't have that problem, and it looks like Hot Toys have actually rectified it with this newer model now. Mine's definitely central, and I haven't heard of any complaints of other people saying that theirs isn't, so they've rectified that. Nice detailing. This is all plastic, it's all one mould. It does look like a material, but it's not. Nice detailing on the head. I'll do a 360 in a minute when I've shown you all his accessories. Accessories that he comes with. First of all, he's got this hood. It's got these little buttons on the back, and all you do is you have to take the head off and clip it inside the collar there. Just clip it in. A little bit of a fiddly thing to do. I'm not going to show him with that, so I'm not bothered. It comes with 9 different hands. So this has got an open palmed right hand and a left hand here for holding the shield. That is a pain in the ass to put on, I can tell you. A lot of people don't use this hand to put the shield on. They use this one. This is mainly used for holding the weapon that he comes with, which I'll show you in a sec. But to get that strap into that hand, I'll show you with his spare hand. It's quite tight. You're supposed to unclip. There's a little clip here. You're supposed to unclip it, and then it says in the instructions you've got to push it down through that hole. You can't do that. That's impossible. The only way to do it is to heat up this hand with a hairdryer, only for about 15 seconds, and then pull the fingers apart and slip the strap inside. But you have to be careful. When I did mine, this part here broke away, so I've had to back in. So be careful when doing that. So the other hands he comes with, he's got a left and a right hand like this, say for holding his extra weapon. He's got a left and a right fisted hand as well. So he's got a left and right hand for holding the shield, so you can have it in either hand. He's also got this pointed right hand. I don't think you'll show him with that. And he has 2 of these open palmed hands. Now if you look again, this is all plastic, but it has got a leather look to it. So it's a really good job by Hot Toys on the paint apps to make that look leathery. And he's got the padding on his palm of his hand and his thumb as well, just like he did in the movie. Also, this figure comes with a separate head sculpt. To me, there is a slight similarity to Chris Evans. I don't think it's a brilliant likeness to the actor. The expression they've got on his face as well, it looks like he's got bad constipation. I don't like really seeing him with the mouths open like that. Yeah, the paint apps on the teeth and that are brilliant. You can't fault the paint apps on this, and the head sculpt is good with the highlights as well in the hair. But it just, for me, it isn't quite Chris Evans. A lot of people might disagree with that, but when you've actually got it on the figure, place the head, then yeah, you're going to say it is him, because obviously you're going to recognise him from the outfit. But if you were just to hold that head up and show it to someone and say, right, can you tell me who this guy is? A majority of the people probably wouldn't be able to tell you. They wouldn't be able to say, oh, that's the guy who plays Captain America. So to me, for a head sculpt to be really spot on, it has to be held, hold it like that and say to someone who is that character, and they will tell you exactly who it is. But you can't really do it with this head sculpt. Don't get me wrong, it is good, and I'm glad that they've added it, included it with this figure, because they didn't include this with the original version. Also, what this figure comes with, a lot of people are moaning about this, is the alien gun. It does have weathering effect. It's got scratch marks all on it. I don't mind it. I think it's okay. Yes, it does look a bit toyish, as it were. What would have been really great is if Hot Toys had made this a light up feature, so the blue lit up. But I don't really have too much of a problem with it. I'm not going to show him with it. But it's nice that they've added something like this to the figure. When the Black Widow figure comes out, there's also an alien weapon added with her as well, so you can have the two, which is good. The other thing that this figure comes with is two shields. Now here we have the battle damage shield. Really great paint apps on this. Exactly the same as that, it's just the paint apps are differently. What I would love Hot Toys to have done is, because they've given you a battle damage shield, I would have liked them to have given you maybe separate clothing that's got a weathered look to it, like the original version, the one that Hot Toys released about 2 years ago. Captain America figure that they did then, all the clothing had like dirt marks and all that on it. It would have been nice if Hot Toys had released maybe an extra bit of clothing that you can swap over with maybe some holes in the knees or whatever, just to show that he'd been in a battle. But maybe that's asking a bit too much. And he also comes with this second shield, which I'll show you now as I spin him around. This is the clean shield. Again, it's plastic, it's not made out of metal. If it was made out of metal, it would probably make the figure very top heavy and he'd fall over. So this shield is the same as the one that came with the original one. But all in all, I love this figure. I think it really is a top quality figure. There's a zip down the back, so it's easy enough to take the clothing off if you wish to swap the clothing over. Again, two-tone of blue. Does look like it's layered, but it's not. It's all one outfit. Oh, there he goes, falling over. Definitely got to get one of those turntables. Right, posability wise, the arms, not a problem. Obviously you can't pull them up too high because you are a little bit restricted, but you can get some really good poses with the arms. The bends in the elbows are fine. The clothing doesn't restrict it. The knee bends, they're fine as well, no restriction there. The only restriction you've got, well with my figure anyway, is here, round by the hips. And I find because the clothing's quite tight on the figure, it's quite difficult to move the legs up too far or spray them out too far. That's the only restriction I've found with posing this figure. The head, very easy to move about, no problem with the head whatsoever. So I'll just give you a 360. I'll have to hold it in the centre because he's going to fall over. But really am impressed with this figure. I was umming and ahhing about getting him. I wanted to keep the old one, but I saw a few reviews on YouTube and I thought I've got to get him to complete the collection for the Avengers. No doubt there will be a different version of this coming out again when the new Avengers movie comes out. While I'm on this video, a couple of little projects that I'm doing at the moment. I'm doing a Tony Stark figure from the Avengers movie, where he's wearing the Black Sabbath t-shirt and his trainers and that. So I'm working on that figure now. I've got, and obviously I've got the head sculpt from my Iron Man Mark IV figure. I'm just waiting on the body to come through. The only thing with the Iron Man head sculpt is this neck piece. It's got this neck piece and I need to be able to take it off. So can someone tell me, does that come off easily? I'm assuming that there's a little ball joint underneath the neck there, you can just pull it straight off. So if someone could let me know if that is true with the Tony Stark head sculpt, as I don't want to break it. Another little project that I'm doing, quite a few months ago I'd done a video on a custom figure that I did, one of the US Marshals with a Jake Gyllenhaal head sculpt. Check back on my videos and have a look at that. I'm doing a female version of a US Marshal, so that's the next one I'm doing. I've already got the head, I've got the trousers and the boots, so I've got a long way to go before that one's complete. As soon as that is complete, I'll do a video on that one, as well as the Tony Stark figure. So there you go, there's my Captain America. I think I've shown you everything. Check out Xenomorph's video of this figure. Goes into it in a lot more detail. But all in all, out of 10, I'll probably give this figure probably an 8.5 out of 10, maybe verging on a 9. Once all the Avengers have been released, I think he'll look really good with all them. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video, which will probably be a filler video with a couple of Hot Toys figures. Again, if you've got any requests on what couple of figures you want to see posing next to each other, let me know and I'll post one of those up for you. So take care, and I'll catch you guys later.